Hugo, what was your big takeaway from their spokesperson?
I think the big takeaway was I felt like I was really in a parallel universe at FIFA headquarters, and set among the manicured, perfect football pitches. We were sitting in the House of Football listening to the chief spokesman talk about the fact that Sepp Blatter is, quote, not involved in this scandal, and that he definitely was sure that the World Cups in Qatar and Russia would go ahead. And so to hear him talking in such absolute terms, I think left a lot of people scratching their heads and saying, how can Sepp Blatter not be involved? He heads up the whole organization, and he has since 1998.
And Ken Lay didn't know there was problems at Enron.
It's basically the same situation. Who knows whether Sepp Blatter did or didn't know? What is absolutely certain is that everybody is wondering. I'm wondering, Stephanie's wondering, I'm sure, Hugo, you're wondering the same thing. Who's going to cop a plea? How long is it going to take for somebody to turn state's evidence with U.S. prosecutors and take down the whole freaking organization?
If it's 14 people, how could the guy on top not be involved? And let's just say he isn't involved, then what the heck is he doing all day long?
Well, that's another excellent point. Hugo, if Sepp Blatter didn't know that any of this was happening, given all the investigations that have taken place, what business does he have being elected to another term as president of FIFA?
Eric, you took the words right out of at least one or two questions that came during the press conference. People ask this, can Sepp Blatter be accountable if he does not know about this and is quote-unquote not involved? And I think that a lot of people are asking that question, and also asking if the Swiss and the American prosecutors are going after FIFA for this, how can they not have brought Sepp Blatter himself in for questioning? I mean, if he runs the whole show, and he has for 25 years, surely he has to answer some questions directly. I mean, no man can be above the law.
Hold on, one more time. They didn't even question him? He has had no conversations?
Not at this point. Now, of course, there's a lot that goes on that FIFA does not tell the press or the world about. But at this point, we don't have any evidence that someone said, "Okay, Mr. Blatter, you need to come down, sit down, and talk with us." And as we know, he certainly was not among the 7 arrested this morning, and rather unceremoniously at 6 a.m. in the hotel right behind me.
Should we have seen him speaking today?
Well, of course. I mean, if you're accountable, Sepp Blatter should have been up there instead of Walter de Gregorio, the flack for FIFA. And as to whether,
hold on, for our audience, the spokesperson.
And as to whether or why Sepp Blatter does or doesn't get questioned by the DOJ, we're going to learn what kind of tactics and strategy prosecutors employ when we talk to Chris Garcia, former prosecutor with the Southern District of New York, later on this morning.
If there was ever a moment to say the buck stops here, he should have been standing there in front of all of those journalists.
If you have nothing to fear, why wouldn't you stand there? That's what everybody's
FIFA
wondering.
has not been put in this position ever, and they put a spokesperson out there. That surprises me.
Well, you're all familiar with the game Where's Waldo? I think a lot of us here have been feeling like we've been playing Where's Sepp? I was at the African Confederation meeting this morning where he was perhaps expected to show. No sign of Sepp. I went straight from there to the press conference at Zurich headquarters. He wasn't even there. And from what I understand, he didn't show up at a meeting of the South American Federation. So he certainly has not put himself forward. I think he feels that he doesn't have to, because in a way I think he feels I wasn't named among the 7. I'm vindicated, or at least that's the line, line of argument that his spokesman was running out.
Right now, FIFA is an international
I am
joke.
Not. Like I said, parallel universe.
FIFA is an international joke. This guy has been running the organization for over 20 years, and it's not his problem. Please, if he knew about it, he should be booted. If he didn't know about it, he should be booted quicker.